My friend's boyfriend took her to Paris, she said, looking at our beach vacation photos. I closed the album, canceled our next trip, and booked a solo flight. She found out when she saw my passport stamp. Where's mine? She asked. I said, ask your friend's boyfriend. Original post. At 29, Mel had been with Maya 27 for 3 years. 3 solid years of what I thought was a partnership built on mutual respect, shared dreams, and genuine love. We met at a coffee shop in downtown Seattle where she worked as a barista while finishing her marketing degree. I was a software engineer at a mid-sized tech company, nothing fancy, but stable enough to build a life on. Our relationship started simple. Movie nights, hiking trails around the Pacific Northwest, cooking disasters that somehow tasted better because we made them together. Maya wasn't materialistic back then, or at least I didn't think she was. She'd get excited about finding a vintage record at a thrift store or discovering a new taco truck. That was the woman I fell in love with. Things started changing about 8 months ago when her friend Vanessa got serious with her boyfriend, Derek. Derek was one of those guys who seemed to exist solely on Instagram. Investment banker, luxury watches, the whole package. Suddenly, every conversation with Maya included some reference to what Derek had done for Vanessa. Derek surprised Vanessa with front-row tickets to that concert. Derek got Vanessa a reservation at that French place with a year-long wait list. Derek just casually bought Vanessa a Cartier bracelet for their 6-month anniversary. At first, I laughed it off. I'd make jokes about Derek probably being in massive debt or having 3 secret families. Maya would laugh too, and we'd move on. But the comments became more frequent, more pointed, more expectant. I wasn't Derek. I didn't make Derek money. I made decent money, saved responsibly, contributed to my 401k, and believed in living within our means. Maya had always said she appreciated that about me. She called it being grounded and having his priorities straight. Past tense on those compliments, apparently. The beach vacation was supposed to be special. I'd planned it for months, saving specifically for this trip. Not just any beach, but Tulum, Mexico. A boutique hotel right on the water, snorkeling trips, cenote explorations, the works. I'd spent roughly $4,000 on the whole thing, which for me was significant. I wanted it to be perfect, and it was perfect. At least I thought so. We spent 5 days in paradise. Turquoise water, white sand, fresh ceviche, and sunrise walks on the beach. I took probably 300 photos of Maya. She looked happy in every single one. She posted them constantly, adding filters and captions about living her best life and blessed beyond measure. 2 weeks after we got back, we were at my apartment flipping through the printed album I'd made of our trip. Physical albums were kind of my thing. I know it's old-fashioned, but there's something about holding actual photos that makes memories feel more real. Maya was quiet as we looked through the pages. Not the good kind of quiet. The kind where you can feel words building up like pressure behind a dam. Then Vanessa posted. Maya's phone lit up with an Instagram notification. She opened it, and I watched her face change. That's when I knew. I didn't even need to see the post to know what was happening. My friend's boyfriend took her to Paris, Maya said, her voice flat. She wasn't even looking at me anymore. She was staring at our beach photos like they'd personally offended her. On her screen, I could see the post. Vanessa and Derek in front of the Eiffel Tower. Champagne at some rooftop restaurant. A suite at what looked like a 5-star hotel. The caption read something like, when he plans the perfect surprise getaway. Forever grateful for this man. The comments were already flooding in. Heart emojis. Couple goals. He's a keeper. So jealous. Maya scrolled through Vanessa's post, then back to our beach photos. The comparison was happening in real time. I could see her mentally tallying up the scorecard. Paris versus Tulum. Eiffel Tower versus beach. 5-star luxury versus boutique charm. We just got back from an amazing trip, I said carefully, trying to redirect. Yeah, she said. We did. But her tone said everything. We did, but Derek took Vanessa to Paris. She kept scrolling between the posts. Our sunset photo versus their Eiffel Tower photo. Our beachside dinner versus their rooftop champagne. I watched her reduce our entire vacation, every moment I'd carefully planned and saved for, into a series of unfavorable comparisons. Something cold settled in my chest. This wasn't about Paris. This was about the fact that I wasn't Derek. That I would never be Derek. That everything I did would always be measured against what Derek did and found wanting. My friend's boyfriend took her to Paris, she said again, still looking at our photos. I didn't respond. I just closed the album. What are you doing? She asked. Thinking, I said. She finally looked at me. About what? About how our beautiful vacation apparently doesn't matter anymore because someone else went somewhere else. That's not what I said. You didn't have to. She rolled her eyes. God, you're so sensitive. I'm just saying it would be nice to do something really special like that. Paris is romantic. It's the city of love. Derek clearly puts thought into making Vanessa feel special, and I don't. She hesitated. That hesitation told me everything. I'm just saying, it would be nice to be surprised sometimes. To feel like you're willing to go all out for me. I spent $4,000 on Tulum. It's not about the money. It's clearly about the money, Maya. Derek's money versus my money. You're twisting my words. I stood up. I need you to leave. What? Jake, come on. Don't be dramatic. I'm not being dramatic. I'm being clear. I need space to think. She left, but not before making sure I knew she thought I was overreacting. I spent that night doing math. Not just financial math, though I did plenty of that. I calculated the emotional math too. Every comment about Derek. Every subtle dig about my salary. Every time she'd look disappointed when I couldn't afford something she wanted. The next morning, I called the travel agent I'd been working with for our next trip. We'd been planning a 2-week anniversary vacation to Greece for next summer. Island hopping, historical sites, the whole romantic Mediterranean experience. I'd already put down a deposit. I need to cancel, I told her. Are you sure? You'll lose the deposit. I'm sure. Then I booked a ticket. One ticket. To Iceland. Leaving in 3 weeks. A place I'd always wanted to visit for the northern lights, the glaciers, the raw natural beauty. A solo adventure. I didn't tell Maya. Why would I? She was probably busy scrolling through Vanessa's Paris posts. 3 weeks later, I was landing in Reykjavik. I spent 10 days exploring. I hiked glaciers, soaked in geothermal pools, chased the northern lights, and ate weird fermented shark that tasted like ammonia. I met other solo travelers, shared stories, felt genuinely free for the first time in months. I posted nothing on social media, not a single photo. This trip was for me, not for validation. When I got back, I went through customs, got my passport stamped, and headed home. Maya had texted a few times during my trip. Normal stuff. Hope work isn't too stressful. Miss you. Want to grab dinner this weekend? I'd responded vaguely. Busy. Talk soon. She showed up at my apartment the day after I returned. Let herself in with the key I'd given her months ago. I was unpacking when she walked in. Hey stranger, she said, trying to sound playful. You've been weird lately. Everything okay? Fine. She noticed my suitcase. Were you traveling for work? No. She picked up my passport from the counter where I'd left it, opened it out of curiosity. Her face changed when she saw the Iceland stamp. You went to Iceland? Yes. When? Last week and a half. She stared at the stamp like it was written in a foreign language she couldn't decode. You went to Iceland, she repeated. Without me? Yes. We were supposed to go to Greece together. I canceled that. Her voice went up an octave. You canceled our trip? Our anniversary trip? Our. She blinked. What? Was it really our trip, Maya? Or was it another thing you'd compare to wherever Derek took Vanessa next? That's not fair. You're right. What's not fair is spending months planning something special, executing it perfectly, and watching you mentally trash it because it wasn't Paris. I never said I didn't appreciate Tulum. You didn't have to say it. You showed me exactly how you felt. She looked back down at the passport. So you just went without me? You didn't even tell me. Where's mine? She asked, her voice breaking. Where's my passport stamp? Where's my trip? I looked at her directly. Ask your friend's boyfriend. The words landed like a slap. What is that supposed to mean? It means I'm done trying to compete with Derek. I'm done having everything I do measured against someone else's highlight reel. I'm done being made to feel like I'm not enough because I don't make investment banker money. Jake, I never said you weren't enough. You didn't have to. You said it every time you brought up Derek. Every time you compared us to them. Every time you looked disappointed when I couldn't afford whatever luxury thing you'd convinced yourself you needed. She was crying now. I didn't mean it like that. I want us to have nice things. I want to feel special. You were special, Maya. Or you were to me. I planned Tulum for months. I saved for months. I researched every restaurant, every activity, every moment of that trip specifically for you. And you reduced it to not Paris in under 5 seconds because your friend posted better pictures. That's not what happened. That's exactly what happened. And you know what I realized in Iceland? I had more fun alone, doing exactly what I wanted, than I've had in months trying to live up to whatever impossible standard you've created in your head. So that's it. You're just done. I'm done being Derek. I'm done trying to be something I'm not. If that's what you want, go find it. But it won't be with me. She left crying. She called 17 times that night, texted 43 messages ranging from angry to apologetic to desperate. I blocked her number the next morning. That was 2 months ago. I heard through mutual friends that she tried to reach out to Vanessa for support, but apparently Vanessa told her she'd been getting a bit obsessed with the comparison thing, and that Derek had even mentioned feeling uncomfortable with how much Maya brought him up. Turns out even Vanessa thought it was weird. Last week, Maya created a new Instagram account and DM'd me. Long message about growth and realizing her mistakes and wanting to talk. I didn't respond. Instead, I booked another trip. New Zealand this time. Solo again. Because here's what I learned in Iceland. The right person will see a beach vacation as the gift it is. They'll appreciate the thought, the planning, the sacrifice. They won't need Paris to feel loved. And until I find that person, I'm perfectly happy collecting passport stamps on my own. My name is Jake. I'm 29 years old, and I finally stopped trying to be enough for someone who would never think anyone was enough. Best decision I ever made.